What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. You know what it is? It is Inner Circle Day. It is Thanksgiving Eve. Already, man, the year is
Yes,
going
sir.
by quick. I'm
hmm
so excited tonight. I've been getting in contact with my special guest tonight for a
hmm
couple days now. Actually, a couple weeks. I've been trying to get you
hmm
on here.
Yeah.
You definitely a great motivational speaker and somebody that was definitely like eager to get in here. My
Yeah.
boy Nasser Gonzalez. What's up, bro? What's up, man? How you
What's
doing?
going on, guys? What's happening, fam? Hope you guys are having a great day today. And yeah, dude, just happy to be here, honestly. And we have been, chatting the past couple of weeks, and I'm super glad that I was finally able to figure out a time to just like come on here. So I appreciate the invite, though.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you so much. Actually like an honor to me. Like I've been watching like a couple of your videos. You're definitely a motivational speaker, and just to let everybody
hmm
know, you're
hmm
an online fitness coach.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I feel like you're definitely a great motivational speaker. We were talking
hmm
off air, and I was telling you
Yeah.
like, wow, just like listening to you talk is like, yo, like a lot of people can relate.
Yeah.
So it's definitely great to have you here.
Dude,
So can you just let everybody know a little bit about yourself and like what do you
yeah.
do and like yeah, what do you do on your podcast?
Exactly, dude. All right. So definitely, by the way, appreciate the compliment, man. Like seriously, like I did not expect that. Like I love the fact that you tune into those lives. And if you guys like ever tune into those lives, I appreciate you. Like literally any support. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, so just to get in a little bit about myself. So I have been, first of all, my name is Nasser Gonzalez, as you said before. I have been, doing into fitness for like probably about the past I'm going to say like 7 years or so. So I started personal training. So I got my NASM personal training certification when I was 19 years old, and I trained at a gym for a couple months. And then actually, I went back to school, and then COVID happened, and then I actually started getting way more into the online coaching space, and now that's rare. That's really where like all my training is done now. And so I finished up my bachelor's in nutrition actually up back in May. So just like graduated pretty recently with my bachelor's in nutritional sciences. And now I'm doing online coaching full time, and it really is my passion. Like I love seeing people like change through fitness. And I didn't know if you wanted me to get into like how I got into fitness. I don't know if you want to ask me that later, but that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. So I do have a podcast. If you guys want to go check it out, it's called the Go Get It Podcast. I post on there like 5 times a week. So if you guys want a new podcast episode Monday through Friday, besides obviously Inner Circle on here, and yeah, but that's a little bit about me. And been doing the online coaching thing for about, I'm going to say it's been about a year and a half now. And again, it's just like truly a privilege. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to even do it because I know like a lot of people around the world like are in a lot worse situations that don't even have internet. So it's a blessing, honestly, that I can live my passion through social media. So yeah, that's a little bit about me though. So
Yeah, no, that's great. And that's something that
yeah,
like actually I started doing podcasting through COVID. I feel
yeah,
like and something that I've mentioned before on one of the previous episodes
yeah,
is like through COVID it's like if you didn't learn something through it or you didn't like try something new, like you said, like
yeah,
online fitness, like the online
yeah,
fitness or like podcasting or just like
hmm
learning a new trade,
yeah,
like you pretty much wasted your time. Like I feel like
yeah, dude.
it gave people like a pause of life to be like,
I
okay, like
know.
what can I learn or what can I do something new? So it's great that you
hmm
actually did that.
Yeah.
For a lot of people that were actually staying home, people that
hmm
don't have the time to like make it to the gym, like anything.
hmm
There's actually some like a coach online like yourself
Yeah.
that can actually
Yeah.
like help them and
hmm
be for them in a
Yeah.
virtual way where it's
Yeah.
at your convenience. It's
Yeah.
much.
It's just, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
I didn't
no,
mean to
no,
cut
no,
you
no.
off.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, yeah, first of all, to go off your point first, like, if you didn't take advantage of COVID and like learned a new skill or immerse yourself in like a new activity, just like especially with where we're at with like the internet and social media and just like the time that we're in, like you have access to so much, even if you can't like get outside your house. You know what I mean? It's actually like pretty freaking insane. Even the idea of online coaching at first, like I was like, is this really going to work? Is this really a thing? Like I can't even like is this even like a thing that's feasible like as a career? And the more I looked into it, the more I started doing it. I was like, dude, like this can be super impactful because we are a society now that is so immersed like on our phones on a daily basis, right?
Mm.
That almost like what you see on there sometimes can be more powerful than what's out here, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
so you having like a motivator, you having someone to like tell you what to do like on a daily basis, like that in some ways can actually be more impactful than someone just telling you in the outside world because we're constantly in this, you know. So I just feel like that's like a super I feel like it's a super cool thing to like, you know, even think about the fact that we can just be mobile and do things like on the go like that now, you know.
Yeah.
But I do feel like if you, like I said, COVID could have been a bad thing for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people lost lives, you know. And I do feel you know, my condolences to anybody that lost a family member or a friend like due to COVID. But I mean, other than that, it was a prime opportunity for a lot of people to pick up a new skill, and like I definitely like took advantage of that like throughout. And it seems like you even started this podcast, like if it weren't for COVID, like maybe this podcast wouldn't even be a thing right now, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. And I feel like I have said that. Like if it wasn't for COVID giving us
Yeah.
like a pause from like our such like busy lives that we're constantly
Yes.
like on the go working, and
Mhm.
I feel like that's why a lot of people stop like thinking about their fitness and
Yeah.
their health and everything, because there's so much on the go that it's much
Yes.
easier to get fast food
Yeah.
and miss the gym, you know, because
Yes.
it's so easy to you. So, but anyways, let's move on. We're gonna get to
Yeah.
know NASA a little more with a little game of
Yep.
a little game where he's gonna let us know it's two truths or a lie.
Mhm.
Let's get it.
Gotcha. So you want me to go first?
Yes, you gotta go first.
All right, man. All right. So first thing I'm going to say is I failed eighth grade science.
Okay.
I did cross country in high school, and I got into fitness when I was 14 years old.
Ooh. I feel like you are very athletic. I feel like
Mhm.
you have done track. I think I did see a recent post that you posted, and I think you were on a run or
Mhm.
something. You said something
Mhm.
about running and fitness. I do
Uh-huh.
remember you were like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like that's the truth.
Mhm.
I do believe you got into fitness at 14.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm thinking that eighth grade science,
Mhm.
you probably passed.
Ah, dude, that's what I want. That's what I want you to think. That's what I want you to think, man. Yeah, that's right. That was perfectly placed because I did that
Yeah.
post recently, and I was like, "Oh man, I think he's really gonna believe that I did cross country in high school. I did not do cross country in high school,
Oh
dude."
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So,
yeah.
so which one is the lie?
The lie would be no, the lie is the cross country in high school.
Okay. Oh, so that is. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So you
yeah.
did. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't fail. I didn't fail eighth grade science, I would say, but I failed the final. So I had to go to summer school for like 2 months to study for that final, which was super annoying. But technically, I did like fail the class, like
Okay.
technically. So yeah,
Okay. All right. You got me. So let's.
yeah,
So wait. Did you play any sports in high school? Like since you.
yeah. No, I did. I did. So I do. I have been, you know, into sports like for a while now. My first like true sport, honestly, was baseball. I was doing that from the time I was like, I'm gonna say like 7 or 8 years old to up until my senior year of high school.
Okay.
So I was playing baseball like as my primary sport up until I would say high school. Like I was still playing travel and stuff like that, but I actually joined the wrestling team in high school. I went to Kellenberg Memorial High School. It's like it's just like this private school in Long Island, and I joined the wrestling team. Then I did wrestling for 2 years. Like I did wrestling for no wait, sorry, I did wrestling for 3 years. So I did wrestling freshman year, junior year, and senior year, and I played travel baseball like throughout that as well.
Okay.
And actually, it was crazy. Like I don't know if you want me to go off on this, but I did. I had a terrible injury like my senior year of high school
Okay.
during wrestling, so that actually kind of took out like the baseball for me too that year. But then I came back. I went to college the following year, and I was actually like, I've always wanted to play rugby, so I played rugby for 3 years because COVID kind of took out like my senior year. So, but yeah, that's like kind of like my athletic background. So I have been playing sports, like I would say, like pretty much like my whole life, I would say. Yeah.
Yo, that's what's up. Two
Yeah.
things about that. Rugby, I've always wanted to play rugby.
Yeah.
I just liked like the aggressiveness. I love sports like that where it's just
Yeah.
like aggressive and like just
Yeah.
like football. Like I love football. So the reason why
Yeah.
I in high school I did want to play football, but
Yeah.
I missed the season, like the finals
Yeah.
for it. So when I was actually looking for the football coach, and they said, "Oh, he's actually in the wrestling room. If you want to go play football, go talk to him in the wrestling room." So I was like, "All right." So I went over there. I was like, "Oh, I want to play
Yeah.
football." He's like, "Football's over. What about wrestling?" And I'm like, I like to fight. I'll do it. So I did wrestling as well in high school.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, I did see some videos of you from like I don't know if it was videos of you, but I definitely saw some wrestling like on your page, and I
yes.
wanted to mention that at some point. So what weight class were you wrestling at?
So I was very light in high school. I
Hmm.
I was when I first started wrestling, I was 119. Then I went down
Yeah.
to 112, and then my
Dude,
yes,
that's so light, man.
I know,
I
I
remember those
know,
kids on the team, dude. Like
yes.
they look like they were starving, dude. They look like they were starving. I was like, that does not look healthy, my man.
That's not the end of it. So after my junior year, so we won our division 2 years in a row when I was there.
Hmm.
So after my junior year, the seniors on the captains were graduating, so I was going into my
Yeah,
senior year, and the captain was the 103. I was the
yeah.
closest one at 120 to
Dude.
103 to 103. Yo, I had to cut weight all the way from 120 to 103. That was the
Oh my
worst.
gosh,
Yo,
dude.
I if you seen anybody walking around pissed off all the time, that was me. the
Dude, I
girls,
mean,
the girls in the school would be like, "Ew, why do you look like that?" Because my cheekbones were all out. Yeah, it was bad. My
dude,
mama,
that's
yeah,
awful, man. What were you saying? What were you saying?
my mom actually wanted me to like quit. She was like, "No," she was
Yeah,
like, "You're gonna kill yourself. Like, you gotta like
yeah,
quit." But I was so dedicated because I love like
yeah,
the aggressiveness. Like,
yeah,
I feel like wrestling. It's very impactful. Like, wow,
yeah.
like we didn't even know we were
Dude,
gonna
on
talk
your
about wrestling.
mindset and physically, like it's phenomenal. You know,
Yeah.
like keep going with what you're saying though. I like where you were going with that.
Yeah, no, like it's crazy. Like we didn't even think about wrestling, but
Yeah,
wrestling like teach you so much like fundamentals, like in
yeah.
everything, like on and off the mat, like
Hmm.
mentally tough and like knowing that you can get through anything. It's
Hmm.
it's one of those sports that like, and plus it's very useful in a lot of different sports, especially like in football
Yes.
and stuff like that, rugby as well. Like
Yeah. Oh, dude, it helped me
like
tremendously during rugby too. Yeah,
wow,
100%, man. 100%. But like, I feel like wrestling, like that was honestly one of the things that initially really got me into fitness because honestly, like the reason why I joined sports in high school was because I wanted to impress girls, right? I feel like a lot of people like join that like sports to impress girls or whatever. So that was like an initial factor for me to join, but I actually developed a love for the sport. And it was like it wasn't easy to like start like loving the sport because I constantly like kept getting injured and I really wasn't that good, especially like my first year to like 2 years. But once I started getting the feel for it, I was like, there's a lot of hidden lessons that wrestling can teach you because you just get pushed you get pushed to a different limit. Like wrestling is by far one of the hardest sports out there in general.
mm,
And I don't care what anyone says, man. Like by far, like one of the hardest sports you can ever do because it's a mix of almost track wrestling and like football pretty much because the conditioning that you do is absolutely insane. Like you're running almost as much as the track team, you're lifting just as much as like the shot put team, and on top of that, you actually have to wrestle, which is like the actual hard part. So
yeah,
it's like a combination of all those things. But I just feel like it taught me like really that there is no limit. Like if you think you're going to quit, you have like at least 20, 30, 40% more that you can get. Because I remember plenty of times when I was like, I don't know if I can go anymore. I just, you're doing like King of the Mat or something like that. And I was dead after like the second round.
yep,
And I just kept going. I kept going. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going to stop. And that can transfer over to so many different things in your life, so
yeah.
that kind of like played a role in me, basically being where I'm at right now, really, like with my fitness. So I think it definitely is a crazy sport and if you're a younger dude and listening to this, like if you're thinking about joining wrestling, you will not regret the experiences that you get and you will not regret the lessons that you learn from that sport too. So would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I feel like wrestling really prepares you for everything. I feel like a lot, even like a lot of the coaches like for different like sports, they want their athletes to do wrestling because
Yeah.
we push them to the limits. Like we let them know, like like I remember being times like dragging myself to my mom's car, being so tired. I'm like, I am not going to practice
Yeah,
again.
dude.
But something about it called me. It was like, no, like this is like I feel like an animal when I'm in there.
Yeah.
Like it pushes,
Yeah.
it makes you believe you're capable of anything. Like
Yeah.
if I can get through these spins, you guys call it spins as well
Um,
when
I
someone is
don't.
on fall and they spin on your back.
Oh no, we did that. We did that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That
yeah, yeah.
sucked. That was awful.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
especially through those spins were definitely a punishment. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Uh,
So let's talk about your coaching now. Now that you're doing
yeah.
coaching, you're actually making yourself available to to everybody pretty much. Like anybody has a
Yes.
like a fitness goal or something that they're
Mhm.
looking forward, especially
Yeah.
now during like the winter time when people might want to
Yeah.
eat a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like people tend to want to go to the gym like when it's springtime and they're like, shit, the sun's coming
Yeah.
out. I gotta start working out now.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
Yeah.
fitness is an all year thing. It's
Yes.
so
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
So what is something that people can gain out of contacting you, reaching out to you, and
Oh, dude. Definitely, man. So, I do work with like a variety of people, but I would say like my main focus right now is, well, first of all, I do mostly work with men. And I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't work with women, but it's just like that's like who's been attracted like to my content recently. So, that's like a majority of my clients are men at the moment. And listen, I feel like if you guys have ever struggled with reaching a fitness goal, right? Like trying to lose weight or trying to gain weight, the thing is like it can be difficult to know what you're doing wrong, right? Like, it can be difficult to know, like, okay, is it my eating? Is it the workouts? Like, is it like the time that I'm going to the gym? Like, what is the factor that I'm missing right now? So that's where I feel like a coach can be extremely beneficial. It's like, all right, you have a set in stone game plan. You do this, you do this. It's just like a coach, like in a high school trying to get an athlete better. Like if you can't most people aren't just going to, walk to an open like wrestling tournament, right? Like you go with a team because those coaches like coach you properly on how to actually execute in that sport. So same thing with fitness. It's like, I'm here to help people execute properly on their fitness goals. So if you want to lose like 15, 20 pounds, it's like, all right, I'm going to give you a designated game plan to actually start working towards that goal instead of you trying like different random things that you're hearing online. Because we hear different diets like the keto, we hear different diets like low carb, like things that aren't healthier for people. And they're following these methods that really are just like, one, unhealthy, and two, they just aren't the way to go if you're talking about long-term like sustainability and making fitness a lifestyle. Like that's something that I really preach for my clients is like, I don't want this to be a chore for you. I want this to be something that's actually going to be integrated into your life. And, you show it to your kids, their kids show it to their kids. So I'm trying to create generations of healthier families, because right now in America, like it's actually, I believe 1/3 is obese, right? And the biggest killer, despite COVID, despite cancer, despite all these different things, is heart disease. And a lot of the symptoms of heart disease are like high blood pressure and diabetes and all these different things. Like it's because of these unhealthy habits that we have as Americans. So I'm trying to just make my little dent and just trying to help out so other people, because honestly, like the aura that you have around yourself when, let's say you're not healthy, you're not happy with where you're at right now. You're just like not feeling super confident. Like the aura that you give is completely different from after you achieve that fitness goal. And that's really like what continues to push me and drive me is that like, I know for a fact that someone is going to be happier on the other end once they finish out the diabetes and all these different things. That make sense? Does that answer your question?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. No, of course. So yeah, no, and back to what we were saying earlier with how we were saying like the obesity and everything like that. It's because everybody is so much on the go and it's so much easier to grab this. But talking about food and stuff, how important is it? Like a meal, like somebody that goes to the gym and thinking, oh no, I'm just gonna go to the gym, but I'm gonna eat everything that I want. Obviously, because I've seen a lot of people like that. They'll be like eating McDonald's, eating all this junk food, but they're thinking that they're still going to the gym and everything, like everything balances it out. What do you say to those people like that are thinking that way or have that mindset?
Yeah, so food is fuel, man. Like if you're not putting the proper fuel into your body, one, your gym sessions aren't going to be as good. And also, we're talking about fuel for life. We're not just talking about fuel for the gym, right? We're talking about getting in the proper nutrients so you can actually do the task that you're doing on a daily basis efficiently. And because I don't know if you ever noticed, like whenever you have fast food or whenever you have like Taco Bell or whatever these things are that people are having like consistently, like on a weekly basis, you feel slow, you feel sluggish, you feel tired. You'll feel tired. You're not going to want to go to the gym. You're not going to want to go be social with people. You're not going to want to do, maybe you're not going to start a business because you're so low on energy, but you have this idea in your head, but because you're not eating the proper foods, because you're not taking action on your fitness, that's why you're not taking action on anything else in your life. So it really all starts with what are you putting in your body? If the quality of food is like on a weekly basis, the quality of life is going to be low. If the quality of the workouts are low, again, the quality of life is going to be lower. So I just feel like it's actually extremely important that you're getting in the quality, the right quality amount of, even if you're a younger guy right now that has a faster metabolism, because I thought the same way when I was younger. I was like, I can pretty much eat whatever I want and not gain weight. Even if you don't gain weight, like you want to start building proper habits as early as you can, because the sooner you stick with those habits, the happier you're going to be earlier in life. And then the easier it's going to be for your passion to really start developing. And obviously, if your passion starts developing, the world is going to be a better place, because you're going to put your all into your passions, into your life. So it's weird, but somehow eating the proper foods is actually going to lead you to having the best possible life that you could ever have. Does that make sense? Like, did I break that down too much?
Yeah, no, that's true. Because I feel like working out is not everything. Majority of it is, like you said, it's what you eat. You can be working at the gym for like hours and still consuming like all this junk food. You're not really doing anything. Like a lot of the workout is basically what you eat.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah. So when it comes to that, how many meals a day should a person consume? Does it vary between like depending on what the goal is, like whether they're trying to get more muscular or trying to lose weight? Like, is there a proper amount of?
So great question here. First of all, I'm always going to ask, like, what are your current eating routine habits now? Because we don't want to make it super drastic from like what you're doing at the moment. Like if you're only eating like one meal a day, for example, I would definitely break that down into 2 meals, but if you're eating 2 meals a day, maybe break that down into 3. But more specifically, if you're trying to lose weight, right? If you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to trim off like maybe what's it called? The love handles or whatever, lose some waist sizes. I would say that I would probably stick with about like the standard 3 meals. And if you're not happy with the 3 meals, you can switch that up. I just think it's I think it's a good baseline to go off of. Like, I think a standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I think that's pretty good. And if you're trying to put on size, I would say that add in a little bit extra. Like if you're trying to put on more muscle mass, like those are the majority of the people that I work with, like guys that are trying to, put on a little bit more size, a little bit more lean size. I'll have them eating a little bit more than a person that's obviously like trying to lose fat, because we're trying to increase their body weight as opposed to someone's trying to lose fat. They're trying to lose body weight. Do you want me to explain like, how exactly does one go about losing weight and how does one go about gaining weight? Like, do you want me to like break that down real quick?
Sure, bro. This is your platform. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, all right, dude. Yeah, dude, awesome, man. So I want to make this super simple. I don't want to make this any complicated or anything like that. So everyone has a certain amount of calories that's called maintenance calories. All right, so maintenance calories is how many calories you're eating right now to stay the exact same weight that you're at. So let's say, for example, if I'm right now about 185 pounds. All right, I'm eating about 2,500 calories. Let's say, so for me to stay at 185, I need to be eating 100. For me to stay at 185, I need to be eating 2,500 calories. So I'm not going to go up in weight. I'm not going to go down in weight. But if I eat that amount, that maintenance calories, so you like maintaining, think of maintenance calories like the maintaining calories. All right. So let's say that's 2,500. So if I want to now lose weight, I need to eat less than that maintenance calories. So typically I like to bring it down by like 200 to 500 calories. So I will eat anywhere from, let's say, 2,200 calories to 2,000 calories to start losing weight. All right. And if you want to gain weight, you do the opposite. You want to add a little bit. So you want to add anywhere from 200 to 500 calories. All right. So that's like the basic principle of how to start losing weight and how to start gaining weight. I try not to make it too complicated, but like, again, you have this baseline of maintenance calories, and depending on where you want to go on the scale or where you want to go in your appearance, you can lose weight by eating less, or you can gain weight by eating more. Like that's like the main principle of it. And then foods basically fill up those calories. And then that's how one starts losing weight and gaining weight.
There you go. That's how you gotta hit this boy up, man.
Yeah.
He's telling you that he's reading the Bible to you. He's reading the gym Bible to you.
It's in here, dude. It's literally like engraved in my mind at this point. Like
it's like poetry coming out of his mouth. He's just spitting bars out there. He's spitting bars. That's what I'm saying. That's how you definitely gotta reach out. No, because it's definitely important. It's not just about going to the gym and just working out. It's important to know like what you need to consume and what your body actually needs, because if you're depriving your body from what it needs and the proteins that it needs because you're eating like a bunch of junk food and you're working out, it's gonna really kill like your gains. It's not really gonna give you the full gains that you can actually like have, and that's why they need
exactly. And I want to touch on this point real quick. Like, someone could, let's say like I want to lose weight, right? And let's say like we take that baseline, right? So 2,500 calories. Let's say I want to lose weight, so I start eating 2,000 calories, right? Those 2,000 calories, I could easily have 2,000 calories from Wendy's and still lose weight. That's the crazy part. So I could easily do that. But is my quality of life going to be good? Am I going to feel good throughout the day? Am I going to like have efficient workouts? No. So that's where having these whole nutritious foods. So all these foods that we think about as healthy, right? So we think about the grilled chicken, we think about whole grains, we think about rice, we think about vegetables. Like that's why you want to fill your plate with those foods, because it's actually going to give you clean energy as opposed to, eating garbage all day. Like that's going to just make you feel like crap, and your workouts are going to feel like crap too. So we start incorporating healthier foods. Does that make sense, or is that confusing?
Yo, no, that makes total sense.
Okay.
Like, no, it's like, yeah, especially for me, for somebody that goes to the gym, like, it might not make sense to some people, but to me, it definitely
Yeah.
makes sense. So, but I'm actually glad that you're actually breaking it down and saying it, and
Yeah.
like explaining it. But that's
Yeah.
why I feel like it's important to reach out to somebody that knows that type of information.
Yes. Yeah.
So are you like, how do you feel about reps versus weights? Like a lot of people are always rushing into
Yeah.
like the heavy weights.
Yeah.
Do you recommend like doing more reps and lighter weights, or
Yeah.
heavier and less reps, or depending on what you're looking for in your results?
So I actually think this is a very good question, by the way, because it's a very common question in the fitness industry. I think you should be incorporating. So progressive overload is basically just saying like you want to be getting stronger over time. So let's say right now you're on the bench press, you're repping out like 135 for 5 reps, right? So maybe next week or the week after that, you want to be doing like 140 pounds for 5 sets for a set of 5. And that's progress. All right. So that's why we actually want to be incorporating a little bit of both of those rep schemes, because you want to be pushing yourself with the heavier weight, but you don't need to be going heavy for every single exercise. All right. So I'll break it down like this. There are 3 main movements that you really want to be getting stronger at on a consistent basis, I would say. So that's going to be your squats, your bench press, and your deadlifts. Those are things that you really want to start progressing on, and going a little bit heavier on those movements. So making sure that you're making weekly progression on those movements, right? But then we see these machines at the gym, right? So we see these machines, we see these dumbbells. So those are going to make up our accessory movements. So accessory movements are basically just like the things that focus on one muscle group, like isolate one muscle group. So the reason why compound movements are called compound movements is because they incorporate a lot of different muscle groups. So if I'm doing a bench press, for example, right, I'm going to be incorporating my tricep, I'm going to be incorporating my shoulder, I'm going to be incorporating my chest. So that's why it's good to get stronger at those movements, because you're working so many different muscle groups. Like that's why those should be the bread and butter of every single person's lifting program. But then we go to these other machines, like, you see the Preacher Crow machine, you see, cable extent, you see like people doing like extensions like that. Like those movements work one single muscle group. All right. And those are the movements that you want to be going lighter on and more reps with. Okay.
Okay.
So start your workouts with your compound movements, which can be your squats, your bench, and your deadlifts, and go heavier on those. Like go on the lower rep schemes. Like I'm going to say anywhere from 1 rep to 5 reps, and get stronger at those on a weekly basis. And then the other movements that you want to incorporate are called your accessory movements, where it's going to be hitting like one muscle group, like just one muscle group. So for example, like a bicep curl. A bicep curl is not working my shoulder. A bicep curl is not working my triceps. It's just working my bicep. So that would be an accessory movement, because I'm working just one individual muscle group. And that would be a movement that I'm going a little bit lighter on and a little bit higher in reps with, like anywhere from, I would say in the range of anywhere from 8 reps to 20 reps. Like that's a little bit higher on the rep range and a little bit lighter on the weight. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
No, definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to working out, like a lot of people,
Yes.
I've heard 2 different theories on how somebody should work out. Should they
Yes,
somebody
absolutely.
when somebody goes to work out at the gym, should they do a full body workout, like work like chest, legs,
Yeah.
and that, or some people like going to the gym and just doing full chest, or
Yeah.
or chest and let's say another body part. Like
Yeah.
do you recommend people work out on a full body do a
Yeah.
workout, or pick
Mhm.
sections on which days to go?
Oh, dude, all of these questions are great, honestly, because I could really go in depth with these. So, I would say, first of all, if you're just getting into the gym, you're just starting off, you're like, dude, I'm super motivated. I love that. First of all, I love that people are motivated to go to the gym, but you don't have to rush into going 6 days a week or 5 days a week. I would actually highly recommend, and I actually do this with a lot of my clients. Like we start off with going 1 to 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week. Give yourself a small amount of commitment at first. And if you can commit yourself to those times a week, then continuously, gradually increase the amount of days that you go a week over time. No need to rush into 6 days a week, because that's exactly how people fall off. they think they're associating getting a gym result with going to the gym like 6 days a week, when in reality you just went in too quickly and you got overwhelmed and you're like, I can't sustain this. So think long term always when you're thinking about how many days a week you want to go to the gym. All right, so if you're just starting off, like, don't go to the gym 6 days a week. I absolutely advise against that. Like, go like 2 or 3 times a week. See how that, even if you don't want to go to the gym, walk on a daily basis. Like, that's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. So don't be afraid to be a beginner. All right. In terms of you've been going to the gym for a while, like, yeah, all right, if you can prove to yourself that you've committed like 2 to 3 times a week to the gym, then yeah, start increasing it to 4, 5, 6, but you don't have to get there immediately though. All right. It's going to take time. But in terms of hitting full body and in terms of hitting like separate muscle groups, so it's all about, like, it actually goes back to this point, like how much time can you devote to the gym? So if you're going anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week, right? So let's say like someone is new, or someone can only go 2 or 3 times a week, which is fine, dude. You can make great progress off 2 to 3 times a week at the gym. You're going to want to do full body workouts there. And it's because like with 3 workouts only, it's tough to, it's going to be a little bit difficult to hit each and every single muscle group throughout. So I would think that incorporating full body, like doing full body workouts, so hitting like every muscle group for each of those 2 to 3 sessions is going to be more beneficial for you than trying to hit like individual muscle groups. Again, and that's because like you won't get enough proper recovery time. And also it just won't be efficient for your workouts. Like, you're not going to get stronger that way because your muscle groups won't be getting hit efficiently. Now, however, if someone can, go devote like 4 or 5 days to the gym, then I would recommend something that's called a push-pull leg split, which is going to be, so push day is going to be like chest, triceps, and shoulders. Pull day is going to be back and biceps. Legs is going to be obviously just like leg training. And then you can do like another push day that's going to be like more so shoulder focused than chest focused. So that's if you have like 4 days a week to go to the gym. And if you want to go like, 5, 6 days a week, you could repeat that. So you could do push, pull legs, push, pull legs. So I would say, if you're experienced, yeah, put a little bit more time into it. But if you're just like starting off, so I would really just do full body for the first like couple months, see and make sure like you can actually commit your time to that, and then slowly start building up on that over time.
And I agree with everything you said. I feel like that's definitely like the steps to go. Like you also must say something that's very important is recovery time.
Yes.
Like how important is recovery, and what is recovery time look like for people? Because you do need to let your body recover to avoid injuries, and
absolutely,
so yeah, do you want to talk about that a little bit of recovery time?
Yeah, dude, no, definitely, man. So I would say you need at least 2 to 3, like at least 1 to 3 rest days a week. Again, it varies depending on your experience level. Like if you're just starting off, when you first start going to the gym, first straight up, you're going to be sore, right? You're going to be very sore. So that's why I say, like, if you're just starting off, go 2 to 3 days a week and allow your body that extra recovery time, because it's just going to need more time to grow. And just a side note, if you don't take any recovery time, your body's not going to grow, because what happens at the gym is we break down muscle fibers. All right. So when I'm going to the gym and doing bicep curls, I'm breaking down the muscle group. I'm not growing it in the gym. It's growing outside of the gym, So if you don't allow yourself rest days, there's no possible way that you're actually going to recover in time for your other sessions. And there's no way that your muscle groups can even get enough recovery time to actually grow. So that's why overtraining is actually dangerous, and that everyone should be taking at least 1 to 3 rest days a week, like at least, So
because when you're lifting, you're tearing your muscle, and you're not allowing your muscle, like you were saying, exactly, to recover itself. Or it's dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't want that. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're getting proper recovery time, and especially if you're just starting off, man, like don't rush into it. Put your ego aside. If your friends are going more times a week, that's fine. Like don't let that deviate you from where you're at this moment. Make sure that you're allowing yourself enough recovery time. I would say in general, like give your muscle groups, like let's say I'm hitting my chest and shoulders on Monday. I probably wouldn't hit chest and shoulders again until like, Thursday or something like that. So I would allow it about 48 to 36 hours before you touch that muscle group again. And that's unless you're doing full body work, because if I'm doing like straight muscle groups, I'm really tearing down the muscle fibers. So it's going to need more time to recover. So that's why full body is better for like 2 to 3 days a week, because it allows you're not you're not destroying that muscle group because you're hitting so many different muscle groups in that one workout, that you're still allowing enough adequate recovery time in between sessions, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
as a fitness person, yes, you are a coach, and you set a
Yes.
lot of goals for a lot of people, and you help people like reach those goals.
Mhm.
What are some of your personal goals that you
Mhm.
have actually set for yourself that you're looking
Mhm.
to achieve?
Oh, dude, I love this, man. I love this. I love this podcast, man, because these are fantastic questions that everyone should answer, like in their life. Like, if if you guys are like if you guys are listening to this, I want you guys to ask yourself the same question that Ivan just asked me, because I feel like it's super important that everyone knows like what direction they're going in. But I mean, some goals that I had like recently that I actually achieved, I kind of want to talk about this because like it just came to fruition. So I set a goal for myself to do a half Ironman about like 6 months ago or 7 months ago, and I actually didn't even know if that was possible for me, but I just started immersing myself in that process. I broke down the steps in order to start getting there, right? So I was like, all right, I'm not good at running. I got to start running a little bit more. I'm not good at biking. I got to start biking a little bit more. I got to start swimming. I'm going to start swimming a little bit more. And back, I think it was what is it, October 8th or something like that. I was actually able to do a half Ironman. I've never been a runner in my life. I've never been a biker in my life. I was just like, you know what? I want to try this. I want to challenge myself. And I was able to accomplish that goal, which is amazing. And, I actually had a goal of being a pilot in the Navy. And this was about a year and a half ago. Actually, I found out recently in August that I didn't get picked. But you know what? It's a good thing. And I'll tell you why, because a lot of people could get discouraged, like from hearing that they didn't get picked for something, or their dream didn't come true, like right away. I'm hungrier than ever now to actually like fly, because I wanted to fly for the Navy, right? I'm hungrier than ever now than to actually like start pursuing an aviation career in the military. So definitely is to become like whether either an Air Force pilot or an Army pilot or something like that. Like, I just want to immerse myself in like aviation, like in the military realm, because I just think it's super fucking badass. And I don't know, it would just be like one of those little kid dreams like come true. So that's definitely a goal of mine. And I'm actually taking flight lessons like towards that right now. So I'm super passionate about aviation. Like, that's one of my main passions right now. And dude, I mean, I would love to be a speaker one day. Honestly, like, I didn't think that would ever be a goal of mine, but I actually would like to, be a motivational speaker or something like that. That would be pretty awesome. And I also really want my coaching business to grow, like anywhere from 50 to 100 guys at a time. Like right now, I'm working with about like 20, and I really want to increase that to like 50, 100, 200, 300. I know it's going to take time, but I'm very open-minded to the fact that it could happen, because I know if I, continues to show up and make sure that I'm working towards that goal, that it's going to happen for me. So those are some of the goals that I have like lined up right now. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. Like,
Bro, that's awesome, because it's that's how it is. It's like, like, you doesn't matter like what failures or what doesn't work out
yes,
or anything like that.
yeah,
Like, you just keep pushing, and it's like something is gonna come out. Like you said, like, you have goals to like grow your fitness, like
yeah,
your clients and everything like that. It's like it's
yeah,
never stopping, and that's one of those things that I feel like, going back to wrestling, is that you learn a lot from wrestling a lot. Like,
yeah,
it's just you and that one guy on the mat, and like, you might not
yeah,
always win. It's
yeah,
it's either he takes you down or you take him down, and you're gonna be
yeah,
taken down, and you're gonna walk off like, damn, like, like, I failed, because
yeah,
you have nobody else to back off on, like to lean
yeah,
on. If you miss
mhm,
a play, like football, like, you have your teammates to back you up if you miss
yeah,
a catch or something like that. Like, when you're
yes,
in wrestling, it's just you and that one person. And when you lose, I feel like when you lose, the hunger becomes more like, okay, I
yeah,
want to push even harder, and next time I'm
yeah,
gonna get it. So I feel like, like, not to go back into wrestling, but I feel like that's one of the things
yeah,
that you learn, and that's one of the things that you should have in life, is like,
yes,
we're always gonna fail, and
yeah,
that's just there to let us know, like, I want you to work a little harder, and
yeah,
once you reach that goal, and once you get there, like, the reward feeling, it's so much more, because you put so much time and effort into
yeah,
it. Just like weight loss goals, like, when you have
yeah,
goals, and you step on the scale, and you see yourself, and you're like, wow, like, I was so like defeated before, and I actually reached it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, no, definitely keep reaching your goals.
mhm,
So yeah, back to the we're gonna
mhm,
get into a game right before we
yeah.
get out of here.
Wait, yo, could I
Yeah.
please speak on failure real quick though, man?
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, definitely, go
dude,
ahead,
could
man.
I?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I
No,
definitely
go ahead.
wanted to speak on this. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about.
Okay.
And it's because like I have failed so many times in my life. Like there is so many times that I failed, and that's because I purposely put myself in the position to fail though. You know, because if you don't constantly get out of your comfort zone somewhat, I just feel like you're going to stay complacent. Like, why would you want to do the same thing every single day? Like, how are you growing from that? You know what I mean? So, and yeah, like you might have to face a little bit of embarrassment. You might have to face a little bit of a challenge you've never taken before, but it's like, to me, it's always a learning experience. Like I'm never scared to do anything anymore because not anything. Like obviously I do have like certain like limitations, but most things don't really scare me anymore because I'm like, all right, no matter what happens out of this like activity or no matter what happens from this, I'm going to learn from it. You know, for example, wrestling, like if you lost the match, watch the film. What did you do wrong? Like, did he single leg take you down? Did he take you down? Did you not sprawl fast enough? For let's say you're recording your lift, like when you miss this bench press because the top of the motion is weak, because the bottom portion is weak, because your triceps are weak. Like everything is a learning experience. Like every single failure I've ever had is a learning experience. Me not getting into the Navy was a learning experience. And now I'm just taking flight lessons. I'm like, okay, I'm literally going to make my resume so fucking good that it's going to be super hard for anyone to say no. You know what I mean? So that's the way. Is that true? Like maybe not. Like they're great. There are great applicants, but if I think that way, like it's way more likely that the desired outcome that I want is going to happen. And like, even in high school, dude, like I was a terrible test taker. Like I was never the smartest kid, like at all. I had to study a lot. I had to study like way more than a lot of people did because a lot of people were just naturally smarter than me. And I was actually able to like get out of this, like, it was like the lower classes and then like gradually get to like this higher level class, but which a lot of people like never really accomplished before. And it was because like, I was like, all right, like I know I'm smart enough to do this, but I'm going to have to work literally 3 times as hard as every single other kid in this classroom, you know? So I think failure just teaches you lessons that success really, you know, might never actually teach you, you know, because the fact that I was like out of shape when I was growing up, like motivated me to continue to keep pushing myself where, you know, if you were born, like, you know, let's say you were born with the 6-pack or you have really good genetics, like you have less of a desire to push yourself, you know? But the fact that, you know, I was made fun of when I was in middle school, the fact that I was like, didn't have, you know, the desired body that I wanted. And I had to actually work towards that. And yeah, I failed several times on the process, but that outcome on the other side, like just by far, like that, even if it's that slight second when you're looking in the mirror, it's like, fuck, man, like I need to keep going. Like I want to keep going. I want more from this, you know? And it gives you that sense of like, I'm never satisfied. So yeah, I just want to speak on that though, man.
No, it's facts. You know, that's how it is. And I feel like with success, all right. Do you have time? I was trying to keep it on time for you. Like, are you good with time? Can we keep going?
I think we're good right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all I was trying to get into the game because I know you said you kind of had to go. But no. Back to what you were saying. Like, I feel like me and you were like very bouncing off each other a lot, and I feel like if people look at the word success or the meaning of success in a different way, I feel like every day when you wake up in the morning, or even if you go to the gym and you lost like 2 pounds, like that's success, regardless of what your main goal is. You should pat yourself on the back for that success. Sometimes I feel like we set a goal of what success is. Like, oh, I'm gonna be successful when I lose 50 pounds. It's like, no, like you're successful when you lost 2 pounds. You're successful when you lost 5 pounds. That's a success. That's a step towards success. And then when we start looking at instead of looking at just like, oh, we're down and like now it's gonna take me a long time to you know like reach my goal. Like, no, every day is a successful day. When you wake up in the morning and you go to work, that's a successful day. You know you did something successful for yourself that day. And every day is a different day. So just because you know like you're saying, oh, I'm not gonna start working out now. You know, now it's too late. Like, no, every day is a new day. You know, hit on my boy Nassar over here. Some online like, you know, consultant, you know, if you don't want to leave the house yet or anything like that, and definitely, you know, like get your fitness. I feel like,
dude, absolutely, man, absolutely.
And health is everything.
What's up?
I know I said your health is everything. Your health should be everything.
Hey,
you know?
Dude, exactly, man. Like your health will determine like how long you want to stay on this earth. You know what I mean? Like how long are you going to wait until to actually start reaching your fitness goals? I was talking about this earlier. It's like, what is it that you need to hear in order to start reaching your fitness goals? A pandemic just happened. And yeah, we lost a lot of people on this earth because people weren't prepared health-wise. Like what is the wake up call that people are waiting for? You know, like the time is now. The longer you push something off, and I've learned this the hard way. The longer you push something off, the more likely it's just not going to happen for you. You know, so you might as well start taking action on it now. If you're thinking about it, just do it. You know, just stop thinking about it, just do it. And you mentioned something really important. It's like, you know, let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. Like you can't think the same way that you're thinking right now in order to lose 50 pounds. You have to start putting yourself in the place of the person that's going to lose those 50 pounds. That's why I'm huge on visualization and like putting yourself in that spot. You know, like when I started training for the half Ironman, I was like, I need to picture myself crossing the finish line. If I don't do that, I'm not going to accomplish that goal. So every goal that I have, I've already pictured myself doing it 1,000 times in my mind. And that's gotten me through so much, like getting through college, getting through even starting my business, man. Like, really, like it can make a massive difference. And I feel like a lot of people don't lose the weight, don't gain the weight, don't start their fitness goals because they think that they can think the same way that they're thinking right now in order to reach that goal. You're going to become a different person in some way or another once you reach a fitness goal. And it's going to be the most positive version of yourself that you've never experienced before. But you need to start thinking the way that person in the future is thinking right now, you know? So I think that's important. But yeah, that's all I want to say on that.
No, it's something that we learned in wrestling is like, you don't master something until you do it 1,000 times. You got to keep doing a move. Keep doing it. And just like in life, like, you know, it might take you 100 tries to do something. It might take you 100 tries and, you know, you might get at that 101, but you got to be persistent. You know, you don't know a move. You don't master a move until you do it 1,000 times.
Yeah. And how are you going to know? How are you going to know if it's going to be the 101st time if you give up at 99 or if you give up at 100, you know?
Exactly.
Like there's no possible way that you're going to know unless you just keep going and striving, you know? And that's massive in entrepreneurship. If people are starting in businesses, like you might not like, you know, you might not get that client now, but what about that other person? What about that other person that could help you? Like, yeah, this person might not buy this house right now, but what about the other family that might want? If you just give up on trying to give your service, it's like, then it's definitely not going to happen. So don't not give yourself the chance and quit like halfway or quit because every no, I've realized this, every no is always one step closer to a yes. Oh, yeah. Every failure is one step closer to success. At least that's what I've seen like in my life. You know what I mean? So
I work better off of failure. Like if I fail, I'm like, it like gives me a little more push. It's like, fuck, I got to get this.
Yeah. So, I only want to succeed unless I failed several times, honestly.
Oh yeah.
That's straight up, man.
If it's too easy and I just get it right away, it's
not even fun, man. It's not rewarding, you know?
And it doesn't mean anything because it's like it didn't work for it. It just gave it to me. And I feel like you lose value on something when you don't work for it. Like, you know, for anything in life. Like, you know, when something's handed to you, you don't really treat it as precious or like your own car, like something that you're paying for, something that you're actually investing money into. You're gonna take care of it more than somebody else's that's not yours, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
You ready for this game, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna play 5-second rule. All right, 5-second rule. We played this before. Have you ever played this game before? 5-second.
I have not played this game before.
All right, so 5-second rule.
Yeah.
The 5-second rule challenge. Me and you are gonna try to go. We're gonna go head to head. There's a timer on the TV right now. I don't know if you can see it or not. But
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, kind of in the background. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So once the timer's gonna go off, you have 5 seconds. You gotta name 3 things. So I'm gonna name 3 blanks. You have 5 seconds to answer. If you don't answer, then I get a point. If you answer it and you get it in 5 seconds, then you get a point. So we're gonna go head to head. All right. So you're gonna need 3. We're each gonna have 3 each. And would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I would like you to go first, just so I can like 100% understand the game.
Let's get it, boy. Wrestler versus wrestler. I don't think we wrestle the same weight class, but
definitely not. I was around the 160s, man. I was like 40 pounds up, man.
You guys with the bullies. You guys used to throw us around in the room. Like stop. Be like, oh, let me try this move on you. Let me try this move on you. Like, no, leave me alone. Stop.
You know you're gonna win, man.
Yeah. But I feel like the lightweights, we always used to bully the heavyweights. We used to always jump on the heavyweights, especially my heavyweight. I'm gonna have him on one day. I'm gonna have like a wrestlers podcast one day and just have like a bunch of wrestlers on.
Dude, have me back for that one, man.
Yeah, we'll be back on for that. All right, so we got 5 seconds. I'm gonna say name something. Ready, set, go. Name 5 cereals.
Reese's, Frosted Flakes, corn, Pops.
Time. It was actually 3. You named 2, but yeah, it is 3. My bad. I said 5. It's 3. Only 3. So name 3 something. So that's 1 point for me, 0 for you.
Okay.
Are you ready? You got yours.
Wait. I just have to think of it on the spot, right?
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Let me just think. Okay. Yeah.
Set. Go.
Name 3 fast food burgers.
Whopper, McChicken, and time.
Dude, that's tough, man. That's super difficult. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's super difficult.
It is, especially when you only have 5 seconds. Like, yeah.
5 seconds. You got a rapid fire, man. Like,
yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
know. All right, ready?
Yeah.
So it's 1-1. All right. Set. Name 3 female celebrities.
Kim Kardashian. That's it, dude. You win that one. Dude, I immediately thought of Kim Kardashian, and that was it. That was it, dude.
It's hard when you have like a timer when you know you're being timed.
I know.
Like, but if I ask you right now, name 3 female celebrities. Can you name?
Dude, I could have given you, man. I was like, I'm thinking Miranda Cosgrove, Victoria Lucas.
Yeah.
All right, Victoria Justice. Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's because I feel like it's the idea of knowing you're being timed.
Yeah.
And you have like a couple seconds, so you're trying to like burst it out. So.
Dude, this is active failure right now. It's all right though. I'm learning this game. I'm gonna get better at it. I'm gonna practice it on my own and come back on this show.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Are you ready?
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Set. Go.
Name 3 MLB baseball players.
Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Time. I already got 2.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I said MLB, dude. You said I think you're saying basketball players.
I was thinking about basketball. My fault.
Oh no, dude, you're good, man. You're good. I was like, those aren't baseball players, man. Those aren't baseball players. That's all good.
No, I'd say I would have gone baseball players. I would have said like Derek Jeter, maybe A-Rod. I don't know who else.
I mean, dude, come on. You got to think of one more. David Ortiz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I know him. All right, ready. Last round.
Yeah.
Name 3 Marvel movies.
Endgame 2. Captain America.
Oh, you got it. My boy got it. Got it on the last round. Look at that. That's what's up. See, it takes practice.
Dude, wait, does that count? Endgame and Endgame 2?
I don't know. Is there an Endgame 2? I kind of give it to you because there is 2 parts to it, but
there's definitely 2 parts to it.
And they came out separate, so that's why I was like, okay, they are 2 separate movies. But wasn't there 2 parts to it? There was
2 parts to it. I don't know if it was called Endgame 2 though. I think it was just like another Endgame. I don't know if you want to give me that. That's up to you.
We have the audience. Let's see what they say. They say we give it to you. You got
all
it.
Right,
you got it, boy. You got it. Because it's your guest and it's your first time. And because you failed twice and you kept going and you got it in the last try. So you got that point. Earned it.
All right, good. I'll take it. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. Yeah.
All right, bro. You got your last one?
Yep, I got my last one.
Let's see. There's going to be the tiebreak. If I can answer this one, then might we tie this shit up. Set. Go.
Name 3 wrestlers.
Oh, Carl Sanderson. Fuck. Yeah.
Dude, I tried to give you that one too, man. David Taylor, Kyle Dane. Dude, there was that was that. I feel like I tried to.
I know. You know what's bad is because I see the timer right in front of me, and I'm like looking at it going down. So I'm just like, focused right on it because I see.
Yeah.
Big in front of
Dude,
me.
close your eyes next time. Close your eyes. Honestly, just like David Taylor. Wait, who's that? Who's that dude from the Olympics? Like, is it Kyle? Schneider. I think it was Schneider. Like he went to the Olympics too. Like, oh, very good wrestler.
I think so. All right.
Mhm.
So we are ending the night. It was an honor having you, bro. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed the conversation. I feel like it was very informative, and thank you
Mhm.
so much. I feel like we were able to open up and like I ask like answer a lot of the frequent questions that people might have. Especially
Yeah.
when they're either starting in fitness or are
Mhm.
already in fitness and are just
Yeah.
like maybe working out but not really sure exactly
Mhm.
like what really to do. So one more time to let everybody know, where can they
Yeah.
find you? How can they get in contact with you? How can they apply? And
Yeah.
go ahead.
Dude, definitely, man. So, first of all, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that is like where I post a lot. You guys can follow me at NG Fitness 5. So NG Fitness 5. Also on Facebook, it's just Nasser Gonzalez, NASSER GONZALEZ. That's my Facebook. And then actually, I'm very active on TikTok recently, posting like 2 to 3 times a day on there. So you guys can follow me there. Also, NG Fitness 5, same as my Instagram. So if you guys want to follow either of those, and I do have a podcast actually. So it's called the Go Get It podcast, and you guys can find that on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever like platforms you guys follow. Like it's pretty much on every single one of those. Yeah, so just search Go Get It podcast and my name, Nasser Gonzalez, and you guys should see it pop up. Try to post new episodes every single week. So guys get a little bit of motivation on the daily.
Yes, the information is down in the bottom. You can see it.
Yep.
What's the at NG Fitness? That's your Instagram, correct?
Yeah, and so at NG Fitness 5. Yeah.
5. Okay,
Just
there it
toss a
is.
5 there at the end.
And it says
Yeah.
in the bottom, Go Get It podcast. Definitely check him out. If you want
Yeah.
to go to his application, I actually took a look at his application. I'm showing you right now on the screen.
Mhm.
It is easy and simple. You just fill out your
Yep.
email, fill out your first name, age,
Yep.
your primary fitness goal, and it is simple as that. Fill it out, and my boy right here will contact you and help you out as much as he can.
Yeah. We'll see if you're ready for it. It's not for everyone, man, because a lot of people just aren't ready, and a lot of people don't realize how much work it's going to be. Listen, it's going to be work. It's going to take effort, but I know how to get people results. And if you're willing to work with me, and if you're willing to actually put in that proper amount of work, you're going to see the results. Like no questions asked.
And it's a 14-day challenge. Put the first step is actually taking the first step.
Yep.
Take the first step into trying something new. You'll
Yep.
never know. The only regret you will ever have in life is
Yeah.
not taking the first step to doing something that
Absolutely.
you want to do. So definitely check out my boy Nasser Gonzalez right there. You know where we are every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Definitely subscribe, like, share. Go on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. Definitely catch up. And you know where I'll be. See you
Yep.
later. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Peace. Much love, fam.